Good afternoon, everyone. BC Richfield here, coming to you live from a beautiful Warsaw in Poland with the incredible Burb Nest trading team, and obviously our head honcho, our main man, Crypto Burb, who has very kindly allowed me to take the limelight and host this while he takes his normal humble self off to the side and let the light shine on this amazing team. Honestly, guys, I can't speak highly enough of you. I get to interact with you every day. The whole point of this show is that we want to introduce people to you. Who are you? You know, to connections to you, right? What you do for the members and the amazing results that we've had lately. But before we do that and put those intros across, remember everyone, finally, it's Black Friday time. You can claim 24/7 trading help. Stop losing money in these markets. Stop getting scammed by bad actors. Be part of just one of the most amazingly vibrant, profitable trading community, trusted by thousands since 2017. And you can grab 50% off right now just by using the QR code below or clicking through on the description. The best time is now. Invest in yourselves, invest in your future. Now then, without further ado, and so that I don't ramble on and take up the whole 40-minute show, let's go around and do some introductions. Here's a man that really doesn't need an introduction, but Adrian Crypto Burb, my dear friend, head of the Burb Nest, the founder. Please tell those, if they've maybe been living in a cave for a while, who you are, what you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Very well kicked off. My name is Adrian Zduńczyk. For everybody, I'm Polish, right? I'm distributed in this Bermuda Triangle in between Poland, Portugal, and Dubai. Dubai has been very decent place overall, very crypto welcoming, I think, as opposed to many European jurisdictions, as opposed to many American jurisdictions as well. So it's on the definitely uplifting curve for a lot of crypto-related businesses and entities. So huge shout out to everybody who's actually just, on a state level participating in the blockchain, because it is revolution, when we take a look at the numbers. So all in all, I subscribe myself to the mission of trying to make this place a little bit better by providing reliability where it's missing, by providing this reliable trading guidance. And it's actually backed by accreditation. We are actually accredited to do what we're doing within the Burb Nest to provide this reliable guidance. Where actually, just like you mentioned, there are a lot of bad actors. And on the mission side, we want to basically fulfill the vision that we have, as in, the financial world where the actual vision of the world where the financial freedom is available for everybody everywhere. And all we do inside of the Burb Nest is basically provide people with those industry-leading tools and the right education to reach out for this financial freedom, right? And even though some people may choose not to be financially free because of many different factors, at least everybody deserves an equal chance by basically being exposed and with those accessible materials. So that's all we do. We just put up those reliable financial literacy for everybody who's actually coming to help, for help. And the Nest is their hub, the Nest is their home. So we're actually here, just like I said, corresponding with thousands of traders on a daily basis. and changing lives day by day, bit by bit, making this our world a little bit better.
What an incredible introduction. I don't envy whoever's going to go next after that one. But let's throw you in the limelight, shall we, Raz? Come on, the legend that is Raz. Tell people a little bit about yourself and your training.
Yeah, thanks for that. After what Adrian says, I don't know what to say, but they call me Raz. And to be honest, I like this name more. I'm probably going to change all my handles, but I'm a technical analyst / trader inside the Bearness. It's been over 2 years now, and as I say in my bio, I trade for a living and do some coding for fun as well. And I always like this automatic like integration of trading and trying to build some tools for the members as well. And yeah, that's me.
So as normal, beautifully succinct, wonderfully put, and hugely understated. Genuinely an incredibly bright mind trader, understands things about technology I'm never going to understand, to be honest. I'm always in his DMs, as I'm most of the team's DMs, to be honest, asking questions about how I can improve bits and pieces. But for anybody that's interested in volume profile, okay, stuff like that, PPO, this guy's one of the very best in the space. You know, being part of the Bearness community, you get access to courses and bits and pieces like that, as well as access to the legend himself. So we're going to cover some charts and bits and pieces later on. We're going to keep this, you know, nice and simple for you. We don't want to make it too overwhelming. We want to make it very personal. We want you to kind of get access to who we are, what we do, and what makes this team so incredibly successful. You know, I've been here for 3 years now, and it's just been the biggest pleasure of my life, right? But again, before I ramble too much, Trading Tank, Jay, my friend, let's go over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks Reese. It's Jay from Trading Tank here, and I have a background in business as far as my education goes. I joined the Bird Nest in 2000 and sorry, it was I forget which year now. It was 2018, I believe, the end of 2018, and it's been a long time. So this is my I guess 5th full year. Or 6th full year, that is, with TBN. And it's been a wonderful journey with the company so far. Every day I'm thankful for Adrian, giving me this opportunity to be a part of something big. And from the beginning, Adrian expressed his goals for the company. And he always just had a strong belief that we could do big things together. And I've seen a lot of that materialize over the past 6 years. And there's not a day where I get up and I'm not thankful to be part of this community and in the chats with members, sharing content on Twitter, and sharing calls. I've been working as an analyst since the beginning, and now I've taken on additional roles, but that's still my primary role here. So it's what I love to do. It's what I do every day, trading and looking at charts. So yeah, pleasure to be here.
Amazing, Jay, and really, somebody that we all look up to, all have looked up to. I mean, we have a little saying in the TVN, and that's never fade, Jay. Right, an exceptional swing trader, a very, very humble human being, and somebody, again, really, really deep understanding of this space from a technological point of view, has just been sharing absolute killer alpha with airdrops and stuff with the community as well. Just brings this wonderful, well-rounded balance to what is a really exceptionally talented team. So there's 2 of you snuck away down there in the in one of the Birdnest studios down there. So we've got Jimmy and we've got Just Pit on the left. I mean, new members will obviously be aware of Jimmy. He's a legend, been around for a long time, NLP qualified psychologist as well, one heck of a trader, very, very good friend. We have that wonderful gift of, or Adrian, should I say, has this wonderful gift of finding people, within the team, outside the team, that just get on so incredibly well. So I'm going to start with you, Jimmy, and then I'm going to kind of float away. I might sneak over to Chris first and then come back to our new rising star, Just Pit. But Jimmy, can you give us a little bit about yourself, please?
GM, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy here. I think you just introduced me, Reese, so I can give the mic to Just Pit. No kidding, guys. Jimmy, I'm with the Bird Nest since 2020. I left my job in 2020 and dedicated, fully committed fully to the bird nest in crypto, probably, likely, no, not likely, I'm sure it was one of the better decisions I've ever made in my life. Learned a lot. Also pursued the CMT curriculum. I'm now CMT level 3 candidate. In June, likely gonna do my my exam. Who else am I? It's a really difficult question. When someone asks you who are you, or can you tell me something about yourself, you can go as deep as you want, or as shallow as you want. In essence, I'm a real human, and that's the reason why I fully deep dived into NLP. I'm a certified NLP master coach, a hypnotherapist, and on top of that, a trading psychology coach. I use all these different concepts from behavioral finance to empower our community to not make rookie mistakes, but also not making common mistakes. We humans, we tend to follow a path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance, believe me or not, it's often about falling into a lot of traps and fallacies, including myself. Whenever I do these trading psychology sessions with the community, I do them mainly actually as a reminder, as a lesson for myself and then for the community. This is how important trading psychology mindset is. I truly believe if someone has a very good technical edge, you just need one stupid fallacy to lose it all. And honestly, I've seen this many, many, many times. People going with, starting with a 10K account, hitting the 8-9 million, literally 9 million, and then go all the way down to 20K. I've coached and supported a lot of people, and I've seen all these different mistakes. And it's actually my goal to first and foremost that I not fall into these traps, because I'm a human as well. I'm not a robot. I'm not a cyborg. Some people might think, especially when they see me chatting in Discord 4 a.m. and then waking up at 6 a.m. But yeah, I'm making mistakes as well, and it's my goal that we as a community do not make a lot of mistakes that that leads to bankruptcy. It's in fact my mission to elevate the entire community, including the team nest members, including myself, everyone up only. That's Jimmy, up only.
Wonderful, Jimmy. Wonderful. Well, before we get over to Justpit, we'll give him a little bit of a breathing space after following that incredible dialogue there, or monologue. Chris, Crypto Assessor, tell us a little bit about yourself, mate, from the fundamental side.
Yeah, greetings everyone. I'll try and keep this a little bit shorter and sweeter than Jimmy. So I've been involved in the industry since 2020. Prior to diving into crypto, I was successful in equity markets. I applied the research skills that I developed learning from my grandpa, who had been doing it for over 50 years. With the community, I help anyone who's seeking to build an investment portfolio. So whilst the rest of the trading team will help them to identify optimal entries, exits, and risk management of different variety, I will help them develop an investment portfolio, help teach them how to research and analyze projects from the ground up. And so far, it's been a very successful strategy. The community benefits massively from the variety of skill sets. And one of the things that I love about the Bird Nest, and one of the reasons why I've been here for, I'm coming up to my 4th year now, I think, is that the team is always growing, it's evolving, as is our community. And I'm seeing the community grow, and it's amazing. It's sensational to see. It really is sensational to see all the success stories. So I'm looking forward to keep going, keep building, keep developing with the team and with our community.
Wonderful, Chris. And it is an incredible portfolio that you've built. You help a lot of people, not just that as well, the fundamental work you do on the side, working with our magnificent partners as you do too, but also giving people those insights so they can get into the market from the other side. One thing that Adrian's always had as a mission, right, Crypto Burbit, is to build this beautiful balance amongst the team, and something I always live by as well is surround yourself with the very best people and never be the smartest person in the room. Adrian struggles on that front. I don't. Okay, so I'm really happy. I've got my level. I'm very, very happy with everyone that surrounds me. But we're going to come on some coins and bits and pieces in a minute after we give Just Pit the mic, just to give you a little bit of an introduction to, probably one of the most talented traders that we found in a long, long time. He's brought a beautiful balance to the team. He's smashing out calls. The profitability is absolutely insane. It's, with any kind of family, and we really are a family here, with as a team, with our community, what we try and share with people is everything is done with the absolute best intentions. Everything is done, with a level of professionalism that we want to take cryptocurrency out of this opaque space, and we want to drive it into a brighter future together. So we're going to cover some coins with you. We're going to look at some what the trading team have identified, some really, really hot narratives, and that's some of which, or most of which at all, Chris will probably tell you all of which is actually probably true in truth, right? That Chris has identified from a fundamental side, to meld that and blend that with the technical side of trading, to just bring this beautiful harmonious level where we always manage to stay ahead of the curve, or as Adrian would say, with the trend. So just a few moments, with beautiful Polish efficiency, like I know you will, Just Pit. Just give us a few words about yourself, my friend.
Hi guys, I am Just Pit. I'm actually new in the Bird Nest. I just started work like 1 week ago. I am a full-time scalp and swing trader for 5 years. I love what I do. I'm really glad I can share my setups with everyone. And I am really glad I'm joined to the Bird Nest. I really appreciate it. And let's crush it together. That's all. Let's kill this market.
I absolutely love that. A man of few words, but a man of many, many actions. Some absolutely killer trades. And you know what? Don't believe us? Come and grab the Black Friday offer. You can find a QR code on your screen. You can find a link in the description. You're talking about $49 a month. I think you probably would have made that fourfold over with a tiny trading account, probably just on Just Pit's calls from yesterday, right? I mean, and we're going to cover a few of these things over, right? But, a very little bit about me. I have the wonderful task. Adrian gave me probably the greatest honor in my professional life when he asked me, first of all, to join the Bird Nest, but then to, step up and be the lead analyst here. And in truth, it's a position that I love, I respect, but it's something that the team do the talking for me, right? By surrounding ourselves with such incredible traders, it really is, I feel a bit embarrassed by that sometimes, to be honest, because they're all just top of their game, right? I'm not here managing them. They're in doing what they do every day. They bring this to the community. Everybody has access to them directly, their channels, their courses, and their calls. Look, ultimately, people in this industry want to make money. You out there, you want to make money. You want to stop getting scammed. You want to stop these bad actors coming in. And we want to stop that as well. We want this to be an accessible industry for everyone. We want everyone to come through and be able to achieve special things here, right? So, that's why, as a motto, we are all about enabling and empowering everybody with the tools, the resources, and the education to pursue their financial freedom. And that's what you get access to. It's anyway, I'm going to ramble too much, but anyway, BC Richfield, my real name is Reese. My trading handle is BC Richfield. Get to know us a little bit. I'll tell you where the story comes from on that. And like I say, I'm mainly an intraday trader, kind of cut my teeth more in traditional markets, the NASDAQ, S&P 500, got into crypto, got into this crazy world. I had a business background before I used to buy and sell businesses. And Adrian found me one day, gave me this golden opportunity to come along and work alongside him. And I've never looked back since. And I think I want to echo what Jay says, and I'm sure it's the same for everyone, that every single day, and I really mean this, every single day of my life, doesn't matter how tired I am, what's gone on, how hard we've been working, I bounce out of bed every morning just with this undying passion to be part of this community, to get on the charts and to build something special. And let me tell you this right now, there really is no better time. The best time is now to come and be part of this trading community. I'd need 4 or 5 hours to tell you even a fraction of the amazing things that we do already, let alone what's coming up. And that's not arrogance, because it's born in fact. So before I ramble anymore, I want to kind of just get on to our next point here. And I want to get just a little bit of a discussion here, just very, very brief again, guys, nice and punchy for me, right? And I'm going to go around. I'll kind of select you one at a time so that we don't end up talking all over one another. You can't have too many, bright minds all kind of spinning the beans at once. But the market overall, yeah, and not just how we're trading them. I'm going to go on to them, how we're trading them successfully. But what are your current thoughts on the market? Where do you think we are in this at the moment? What about alt season? Let's maybe focus on those two key elements. We've got Bitcoin, we've got alt season about to pop off. Adrian, what are your key takeaways in the market at the moment?
Oh man, what an incredibly big blessing it is for me to be working with you, legends. This is This is such a smart combination, right? I think of many different views, because that's why many people just come to the Nest, actually, to get all those different opinions, from people who actually, are making it or made it already, in the space, who know, like I said, who have skin in the game, because there's so much of the traps and misinformation basically flying all over the internet, right? And I think all we have to do, is basically to focus on the numbers, right? Because the numbers speak for themselves. The numbers are irrefutable. We cannot just deny the past that happened, right? So as a result, for anything that we say, actually, that we give opinion on, we make an opinion based on the numbers, right? And the numbers are basically not, not in favors of the bears anymore. Ever since 2022 ended, and ever since 2023 started, which was a pre-election setup, that in the 84-year kind of like a history, of the pre-elections data collected, by my good friend Jeffrey Hirsch, who is alongside his late father Yale Hirsch, actually just composed the very first ever framework for seasonal studies on the markets. And they came to many conclusions and many different seasonal patterns that were not really, just that there was not much awareness about that back in the day. And they composed this entire framework telling you basically what are the odds for a pre-election year, for the post-election year, for the election year, like 2024, to be profitable or not, and what's the average gain that you can expect. And this is the data and the numbers coming out of the S&P 500 for the last 97 years or so. For the Dow just reaching, as early as late 1800s. So we are talking about the data where there's such a big portion of the sample that it's impossible to make it coincidental. It's impossible that there's, over 100 years basically, or so, that 50 years even, that things just repeat, on an accidental basis, and there's no sense into it, right? So deriving, all the actions and decisions in terms of expectations, knowing what to expect a year ahead, comes from the data, comes from the past details, right? That's all we can do. We cannot guess the future, right? We can not kind of like always be, predicting every single thing that's going to happen, because there's too much chaos. There's too much this inherent entropia, it's called, or actually I should say entropy, right? In the English word. Entropy, that is the statistical function to telling you basically how much chaos there is in a system. And the more complicated the system is, the bigger the chaos on average, and the more difficult it is to confidently predict what's going to happen, because there are too many moving parts. So all in all, you have to just know the numbers. When you pull up the numbers, the odds for ever since the Second World War started in 1939 for the last year was basically 95 to 98%, depending on the time frame, of the markets basically going up, right? And that's exactly what happened. Bitcoin went up 160%, for the entirety of 2026. Ethereum almost matched it, although it went, 99% or so. Many altcoins also saw this massive awakening. However, the entirety of the follow through, to prove that it was an actual trend kicking off and not just kind of like a one trick pony, has come and arrived this year as well, right? So this year, as an election year, and many people can actually go back to our early 2023 predictions. A lot of them are still flying all over the internet, where Bitcoin, when it actually was breaking, over $20,000 over 200-day moving average, which was just flattening out over the bear market that lost 75%, peak to trough. That was an early signal, for the Bitcoin lifting up. There was a first kind of like consecutive trend shift signals and warnings based on the price action, volatility, momentum, volume, right? The price distance traveled, and just the congruity of the entire trend advance. So using technical analysis, you can actually anticipate those moves, and when you combine it with raw evidence and facts and numbers from many decades, and seeing how Bitcoin correlates strongly with the S&P 500, or even more so with Nasdaq, with those typical traditional indices. This gives you a context, as in, if there's a 100-year track record of the markets going up on that year, for the pre-elections, or even having this extension in the election year, well, this is exactly what we can expect. And so far, it's been checking out textbook purely 100% every single month. Typical August, September bottom done. Early August, Bank of Japan, kind of like almost at the edge of collapse. Nikkei to 25 dips. In the pace not seen since 4 decades or 5 decades ago. So all in all, we are in a very aggressive move when there's no bears outstanding anymore, basically, because everybody is committing to the bullish side, and there's just, you know, it's not this belief stage. We're past the disbelief stage. We're actually in the belief stage and the hopium stage, right? Where a lot of people are just literally discovering, oh shit, I've missed out so much. So this is time for me to get on board. And that's exactly what we're seeing. You know, crypto market cap has gone up 30-40%, I think, just over the last month, right? So you know, altcoins are awakening. A lot of 30 days price action is extremely positive to a lot of altcoins, and there has been a lot of substantial proof and evidence, I think, for believing that this is going to continue. So we're probably, you know, starting into an even more bullish replica of 2021 or 2017 for the next year ahead.
Wow. Okay, so that was so good. I can't, with any due care for any of you, put any of you next other than me. So basically, I think it encapsulates everything. What I love about it is that, you know, most people would have to be reading that off a slide. That is just all out of that glorious head. That's the knowledge that you get. That's what you get access to. A couple of things I'd like to add on that, and I think it's so comprehensive, the coverage of that. I think, you know, I think we're probably going to maybe look and kind of shift this towards the call side of things now, because one thing I wanted to add was, I think when you have information, you have data like that, what it really takes is the conviction to back it. Like you said, the historical data that sits there, the ability to be able to read trends. And in terms of reading the trends, you know, the Burbicator Pro, right, the in-house indicator, so many people crazy for this indicator and how it's been developed. It's been developed by Adrian and some incredibly smart people behind this, right, in the way that you can catch these trends and be part of it. Because, look, there's always this, and we unfortunately don't have the time right now to get into it, but we'll do another show with Jimmy, I'd imagine, to talk about the psychology of backing these calls. You know, everybody calling when the market's calling off, it's in a bear market. If we get this perfect storm of events, if we get the election year, if we get Donald Trump that comes in, you get Elon Musk coming into the government, right? You've got the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ technology-heavy indexes blowing up all new time highs, showing a risk appetite for a market, and you get those falling interest rates, then let's go. But actually, when those things arrived, a lot of people were very, very hesitant, right? And, you know, and I know nobody better than Adrian in that. And thanks to that knowledge and the knowledge of our team here, it really allowed us and members to really kind of capitalize on that with the help of people like Jimmy and his ability to help people control their mindset and understand that your loss aversion bias, everything like that, that beautiful kind of approach that he has with Chris with the fundamental analysis, our amazing technical team, really does allow you to kind of step onto a new level. Now, unfortunately, you know, we probably should have made this show about 5 hours long, to be honest, to really get everyone's market insights. It's my fault for a question, but I think it was so comprehensive. I think what I'd really like to do, if we have time at the end, we kind of maybe come back to this a little bit, but it's kind of move on at this stage here to just look at some of the calls that have been made applying these techniques, right? Because there's so many different ways and methods. You know, you can get Chris, who will call things based on fundamental analysis that will be based on adding to a portfolio. You've got somebody like Jay, who's using a lot of breakout trading. You've got Raz, who's using volume TPO. You've got Just Pit, who's very much from a kind of an old school system, very much like myself, a range trader in the bear market conditions, you know, and a beautiful swing trader outside of them, you know, even better so, you know, than I think I will ever be, right? And then you've got Jimmy, who is just incredibly good with B-Pro, but we all kind of use an element of B-Pro. That's what I love about it. It's a standalone system. It's something that you can use to add confidence, or it's something that you can use to just make sure you're not missing out on these trends, right? And by the way, guys, that is available for you for free with the membership. You get the Burbicator Pro, the B-Pro, something we all use, that professional trading team, that when I show you the stats at the end of this, if you're not running to go and sign up for this for $49, which is the membership, the access to the calls, the trading team, it's the resources, the education, the daily environment, the community, obviously the indicator, and also the other amazing indicators that Raz makes as well, and obviously amazing fundamental analysis from Chris, then I don't know what to tell you, right? But you've got the link in the description, you've got the QR code on the screen. You know, if you've ever got any questions, just drop us and let us know. But I just want to share a few calls, right? Can we start with TAO? This was a real kind of favorite for me, right? I really, really love this call. Just Pit stepping in, not messing around. Look how simple this chart is, right? There's simplicity in a lot of ways is really key. And the very best traders that I've come across, they really, really do, you know, embody that. Sorry, that's the TIA chart. So let's start with TIA, right? TIA. Because the same principles apply, it doesn't matter what the ticker is, all right? What we're looking at here is how you've used and you've identified that key consolidation, right? Within the key consolidation, it's then looking at overlaying that and saying to yourself, okay, look, are the market conditions aligned? What's my thought on this? Is there a risk appetite from the market? Is there not? Where am I targeting? What typically happens, not just in trading, but, you know, in science, when you lead a point of compression, you then get expansion. If you have that ability to identify those key areas, and then you have that mindset to just get in there and let them rip, that's just a thing of absolute beauty. Now, Just Pit, going to put you on the spot here, and the rest of the team that have made these calls as well. But what gave you the conviction for that call? Sorry, Just Pit. Yeah, just what gave you the conviction for that call, mate? What made you think, do you know what? Because you have this amazing ability. You look at me and you just go, BC, look at this chart. This is breaking out. If I see this, I'm in. And that's like at the moment about 3, 4, 5 times a day, right? And I love it, and I love the energy. But you saw that. I'm just going to ask everyone just literally for just like 1 minute to just give me just a little bit of alpha on that. What was it that gave you the conviction in that trade, my friend?
We just broke out accumulation zone like for 5 months, and that was really clean breakout. And I just waited for our redness to jump in to have just a clear confirmation, and then we rip up. It is the best for me.
I love that. I love that. And this is exactly what he says. But what he not betrays, but what he kind of masks in all of that is his just deep understanding of the markets, right? The deep understanding of price action, the conditions to move into, right? And then probably one of the best conviction traders I've ever met. He's just like, bang, bang, level, clean, reclaim, retest, I'm in. That's what you need to have in these situations, right? And absolutely any of them. Whether you have the ability to do that just by price action alone, or whether you need that little helping hand of a little nod from, you know, the indicator like the B Pro, for example, who flashes off that perfect little buy signal, then it's a case of going, okay, you manage it, you set clear targets, you have your convictions, your targets are in. Beautiful. Now, can we flick on to the next one for me? Beautiful. Now we've got TAO, a trading tank special, right? I'm going to shut up a little bit on this. Tank, just another person that just embodies the beauty and the simplicity of trading, but really belies the incredible knowledge that goes behind it. What was the conviction on this, mate, and what was the trigger?
Yeah, so for TAO, really what it was is you had this kind of daily reaccumulation, some people like to call it. I think it's a good term. You'll get like a big move up on a token, and then it'll kind of redistribute locally, and then the sellers will be absorbed by new buyers coming in. And when you have a narrative as hot as AI has been, and you look at TAO as being one of the leaders in that sector, and the amount of attention it's getting on social media all the time, it's absolutely like incredible. And the people like talking about it are people mostly who are invested in it. They're not just paid shills. After a time of being in the market, you come to realize the difference. So when I take all of that into consideration, with the attention that the token is getting, the setup, the reaccumulation happening, to me, when I see a token like at support within that reaccumulation zone, it's just a matter of time, and the risk reward is so good at that point that it's like it's almost a no-brainer. So that was the case with TAO, and now today we see the AI sector kind of making a really big move up, which I don't know if it's news driven. I haven't had a chance to look into it, but there's something going on. But it's just like, TA in confluence with all of these other factors, it really works.
Beautiful. Which is basically like poetry. And by the way, I just want to say one quick thing. Those levels, I really going to struggle to find anyone that does support and resistance levels better than Jay and Just Pit. These guys are absolutely killer at it. And again, the knowledge that goes into knowing where they are, those market conditions, as Jay talked about, that then gives you that extra conviction. Now, we only have a few minutes left in the show, right? I really want to kind of rip through. So guys, can you just be punchy on these ones for me? What one have we got up next? This fat trade. You know what? I won't get Just Pit to say it again, because I know exactly what we'll say. But just this one really kind of really kind of speaks for itself on here, right? This was the idea that, again, understanding the narrative. I remember having this exact conversation when we were discussing this, looking at it and you're going, look, if we start getting back into here, we start kind of pushing up into this area again. We've had the dip, we've grabbed the liquidity. I want to see that break, and soon, he said to me, this thing will rocket. And oh my God, it did, right? So all TPs, 21% profit in just absolutely no time at all. More of a scalp trade here for Pit, which this was down on the hourly chart. But again, as we can see here, such a clean understanding of that and the conviction. And actually, I remember him saying to me on this one, maybe I'll go tighter with the stop loss here because I think it's going to rip so hard. But again, manage the risk, you know, don't blow yourself up. It was a very, very, very sensible approach there, Pit.
Casually making 21% on a scalp.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
like it's nothing. And don't think you're being left out of this, Raz, as well. I think basically it's me, Jimmy, and Chris. Adrian are going to try to take a back seat on these because we can't share them all. And we do want to just share with you what the companies you. One of the best things we do here at TBN is all about transparency. It's about quality. It's about bringing you the very best people, the very best, you know, quality of information, education, trading calls, community, everything to help you and equip you with everything you need to be successful in these markets. Okay, show me the Doge chart, please. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Now, Raz, I know you're not a big talker anyway, right? And I know you're this beautiful flow way about you, but if you could just in 30 seconds, please, tell me about this absolute kingmaker of a trade.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty clear based on my strategy, right? This is basic. Pretty much 90% of the charts that I share with the members have a volume profile, have a range, have a deviation setup, and that's basically all I want for a trade. But on this one, what I did actually, and I think that's why we're in heavy profit along with all the members, is that we managed to catch the trade at the bottom of the range. And that's why it's up about 16 R. This photo shows 14, but we've been going even higher. And yeah, I think we're entering the times that like risking a little bit, trying to get more degenerate trades, trading like at the range low and keeping the trades open while of course taking some profit. Actually pays off. So yeah,
absolutely beautifully described there, Raz. And again, kind of, you know, maybe being so humble with that, right? I think what allowed you to do it is understanding the market conditions, right? When we're in the bear markets, when you're in these uncertain times, you're taking profit quicker. You know, you're still looking for those deviations of range lows. You use the volume profile so beautifully, right? You know, you've got a course on, you've got a course with us at TBN, right? Which I'm actually taking at the moment to try and up my game on volume profiling, right? That's how much I respect it. I think it's one of the very best in the space. And again, members get access to all of this stuff included with the membership, right? But I think the conviction to then say, well, okay, why am I not taking heavy profit at range higher? Well, because I understand that, you know, the risk appetite, the market, and basically everything Adrian described to you at the beginning that I could ever even dream of, you know, encapsulating into something so punchy and beautiful. But that is what you get in the market understanding. The other thing I would say about everybody's trades on here is look how committed everybody is to their system, right? There's no, well, you know, we took the value area low, we climbed back in the range, but I wasn't feeling it that day. There's none of that, right? These are all tried, tested strategies, back tested to, you know, you wouldn't believe the amount of data and time that goes into it. You wouldn't believe the amount of hours of knowledge that go into Chris in terms of the fundamental side of this approach, right? Yeah, just the whole team, right? I know we haven't got to cover anyone and we do only have a couple of minutes left, right? And there is, you know, something I really do want to close out with to show you all, because it's, for me, you know, I can't take all the credit for this. I absolutely wish that I could, right? But I'm just so proud to even be a small part of this. Now, if we look at our year-to-date trading results, as a community, we are 100% transparent. Every single trade gets called before it's taken with full information, stop loss, entry price, take profit, risk management, access to the traders, access to their trading calls, access to their channels where they explain their thoughts on the market, daily webinars, reports written, which we share across as a team to get those beautiful market insights. Look at this. I mean, I would really challenge. I mean, I don't even know how this has performed to the S&P 500, but I would say absolutely wildly when you look at that. I mean, what a thing to be proud of, right? So we're basing this on a $10,000 account, right? Now that's excluding your exchange fees. Again, we work with some of the very best exchange partners in the world. So when you work with us, you get access to the lowest fees, the least slippage, the best liquidity, the best ones in the market for wherever you are in the world, right? We work with the best centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges as well. So you get access to all of that through us. Now, looking at this here, think about, look, I know there's people out there that don't have a $10,000 account, right? Maybe you've got a $1,000 account. Well, if you'd had a $1,000 account, you'd still have over 5x your position within this time, you know? If you had a $100 account, you still 5x your position, right? That's the thing. It doesn't have to be about 10K. But if you had 100K in with us, think about the money you're making. Hell, if you had $1 million. But this is money that's changing people's lives. And one of the big things that we love about this is what we encourage members to do is not just rely on this. Come and make some money with us. Draw on all this expertise, all this, you know, the access that you get to these calls, right? So that you free that time up to educate yourself. We want you to go out into the world and be independent traders, investors, and have that ability to change your lives and the lives of everybody that you love. So we are out of time. I do kind of talk a bit too much, but I wish we had longer to do this, right, everyone? But look, just from the absolute bottom of my heart, I would just love to say, first of all, just the biggest thank you in the world to Crypto Burb. You know, none of us would be here without him. The industry would be infinitely worse without him in it, right? He's like a brother to all of us. He's like a mentor, father, everything you can imagine, right? He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, one of the smartest people you will ever meet. To even get access to him, his trading courses, indicator, this community that he's built is a blessing for members and teams alike. And to start and just give a rundown to Jay, you know, someone I always looked up to massively as a trader. When I came to the Nest, he was like a big brother to me, still is, has that magnificent way to him to always just stay stuck, calm, composed, always learning in the background. Jimmy, from the psychology point of view, who's helped me so much as well, just one of the best executors of B Pro that I know, and just always got a really good anecdote, and also one of the hungriest men I've ever met. You know, Chris, with his just incredible FA knowledge, just good to have a fellow Brit on the team as well. As much as I love all of our contingent from all over the world, you know, brings this depth to us, to our members, always working hard, always sharing alpha, catching unbelievable things and sharing that with the team. For Raz, who's this wonderfully just super smart coding genius, great trader using volume, someone that's introduced me to things that I didn't even know were possible, let alone the way that he does them with such infinite ease. And obviously, you know, I can't close up this without mentioning Just Pip. Pitt, who's coming to us recently, very humbly said he's been here for, you know, a couple of weeks, but actually he was on a very, very, very rigorous 3-month trial with us as well. That put him through the mill. Members love him. Why not? He's just making you tons and tons of money. All right. So look, come and be part of this magnificent journey with us all, please. Right? Come along, come join us. Look, you've got the best offer. You will never see these again. You'll never see offers like this again, right? You're stepping into just unbelievable market opportunities here to change your life. Come and do it with people that really have your back, that have the very best teams, the very best calls, the people that are going to support you through this with education, people that are going to support you through this with psychology, with fundamentals, help you manage your portfolios, give you access to airdrops, but also that will allow you to develop so much as a human being as well as a trader. So the QR code is on your screen. Remember, it is 50% off. If for whatever reason the QR code isn't working, just go on theburbnest.com/BF. You can find that down in the description. For $49 a month, it is the very definition of a no-brainer. Stop getting scammed. Start making the most of it. Maximize your opportunities. Come and be the people that you want to be, and come and join this amazing journey with us. All right? And absolutely blessings to everybody. Thank you all so much. I've been BC Richfield. They've been the legends of TBM. Thank you so much, and stay tuned because we've got an amazing show coming up for you next.